Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Game Dev Tycoon. I think last episode I called it Game Developer Tycoon. The actual title of the game is just Dev, but you guys loved it. Really great feedback on the last video, and that's great because I really enjoy this and we're going to make it into a series, which is awesome. So game off the market. High Speed is now off the market. It sold 25,000 units, generating 180,000 sales. That is awesome. So we have a lot of money to develop our next game, and I think we should invest some time into research. So let's have a look at what we can do towards our next one. Custom game engine, that is actually something we want to do soon, and we might want to save those points up rather than researching a new theme. However, cyberpunk would be a pretty cool theme for a game, I think, so maybe we should research that and make ourselves some sort of cyberpunk action game or something like that, which would be pretty cool. I'd have to come up with a title for that, and I'm not really sure. Let me think. What's kind of cyberpunkish, kind of like hackers and things like that. So maybe that could be the name of our game, just hackers. Yeah, okay, right. So we have researched cyberpunk, and now we are going to make the game hackers. So we're going to make cyberpunk right there. Let's type in the game name. And by the way, my cursor, it flickers all over the place. I don't know why it does that. When I move it around, yep, it's happened on other games as well, and I might just disable the cursor. In fact, yeah, why don't I do that? Okay, so now the cursor is hidden. Hopefully that's bearable to watch. So we picked the... oh, and look, it says hashtag there. Let's get rid of that. That is my recording button. So cyberpunk, pick genre. That's one thing we haven't done. We're going to do an action game. And what platform should we put this out on? Well, we have a new console that we could develop this for. That could be really interesting. It has a large market share, but it does cost 80,000 for a license. However, we do have the money for that. And you know what? I think we're gonna go with it. Yes, we will do that. So that is a lot of money invested into developing games on this new console. But that means the next one that we do, if we do it on that console, we don't have to pay that fee again. So all should be good. So we're going to make a cyberpunk action game called Hackers. Let's see, we're going to do this with a 2D graphic engine. So let's start the development. And let's have a quick look at our game history. In the last episode we put out 3 games. So we had this one, which was 6, and that made 100,000. Then we had our 7 rated game, which is 170, and then 180,000 off of that one. But we want to aim even higher this time. Okay, so we're making an action game. I think that makes a lot of sense. No focus on story, but maybe a bit more on the engine would be a good idea for an action game. Okay, we'll go with that. And now he's doing all of the work. So technology is at 4 and design is only at 1 though. Okay, there we go. It's going up a little bit now. And we're gathering some of those research points as well, which is good. So for an action game, I think this looks pretty good, although maybe level design isn't too important, you know. Maybe artificial intelligence is going to be the better one to go with. And dialogues, again, I don't think is really suited to action games. That's to do with like adventure and stuff. So let's try that out. And design is looking okay again. It's caught up with technology. So we're at 7 and 9 at the moment, and both of these things on the side here have been selected, which is good. But for an action game, you really do want a lot of graphics to go along with it, I think. You know, you want a good looking game. We'll put down world design and level. Sound down a little bit there. So, you know, a big focus on graphics, which we are also level 2 at making. So hopefully the graphics on this game will be exceptionally good compared to what else is out there. So we've got 12 and 14. I don't think that was as good as the last one. I'm not 100% sure. But technology's gone up. Let's just wait a moment. We've added a bug. Let's fix it. And are we going to get another design point? Yep. Okay, so 13 design, technology 15. Let's have a look. So multiplier 1.4. That's good. Oh, we've got 1.6 as well. Great combo. And let's just quickly go through all of this. Nice. So we've leveled up a few times there. Okay, let's release this game. I hope this does well. You need a really good game in the beginning, I found. One that really kind of hits the reviews and gets people to buy the game. So a 9, excellent. 8, that's good, that's good, that's better than before. Another 8, excellent, come on, let's get another 9. Well, that's great, that's 8.5 overall, that's a massive improvement on the last one. So sweet, that works really well. And we are 1 point short of doing the new game engine as well, which is what I wanted to do next. So the recently released TES console by Nintendo. Nintendo console. It's strange the way my brain works. Anyway, has proven to be a massive success. Sales numbers have exceeded expectations by far. Well, that is brilliant because yes, we've just released a game on that. As one customer says, I love the games that come with the TES, and playing on with a controller is so much more fun than on a keyboard. That's kind of true. Depends what kind of game it is. I personally like the keyboard and mouse as an interface for a game, but that's only if it's a 3D one. If it's something like FIFA, it really makes sense playing it on a controller. But sales are not particularly great, it would seem. Even with that high review, we haven't sold a lot. Anyway, we should be doing something while the time is passing. We want to do some contract work so we can get that extra research point. So, what one are we going to accept? The one with the least amount of workload. 18 and 8 is 26, that's 23, and that's 22, so we'll take the lowest one there and hopefully be able to make that. That will give us a little bit of extra money, and hopefully we will get that research point as well. There we go, we've got it, so now we can build our own game engine. But we also need the money to do that as well, and at the moment the sales of Hackers hasn't been as high as I would have wanted. I think it must have been on my 4th or 5th game last time I played this that I got one that had like 9.5 overall rating, and it sold not 5 million copies, but enough to make me 5 million, which was really handy for moving out and moving on to the next level. Yep, so we've had 25,000 transferred to our account. It is time to do that research. Custom game engine, start the research please. And now we're just going to have to sit back and watch for a second. Oh, here we go, game off the market. Hackers is now off the market. It sold 33,000 units, generating 231,000 in sales. Okay, so game history. We're improving every time. Income was not as much more as I would have liked. You know, considering the game was rated 8.5, I would have thought that had sold a lot more. But anyway, we have some research to do now, so I'll take a little break here. So we're about halfway done on our research, and then this popped up. Engine reminder, don't forget creating custom game engines, full stop. So that's not a proper sentence. This will improve your games a lot. You can create your custom engine through the action menu once you have researched the custom engine. And that is what we are doing right now, so seems like we're doing it at the right time considering it's just suggested we do that. So industry report. Recent studies suggest that the increasing variety of gaming devices also creates a market for more specialised games. Some platforms become more popular with younger gamers, while others cater for the more mature age groups. That is very true, of course. As more and more developers enter the market, we expect developers to focus their games on specific age groups to really make an impact. And that is something that we should probably do. Okay, so we can now research target audience. Okay, and we have researched custom game engine. So, tutorial. Now you can create your own game engines. To get started, close this message and click anywhere to bring up the action menu. So we can also do research with the gamepad and the steering wheel, and those are things that you can build into your engine as well. So we're not going to just develop one custom engine, we'll be developing a few over time. So we have to invest some money into this, which I'm a little worried because this is going to cost a lot, but we want ours to be the best we can. Now we can add linear story here, and also the save game feature, which is something we want, and that is more of a RPG adventure, and that is something we can aim at a younger audience, I think, as well. So we should call this the TES RPG 1. Yeah, that'll do. So now our guy is going to create that, and oh, you are now creating your own custom game engine. Once the engine is finished, you will be able to use it when creating new games. Awesome. Alright, so he's going to be doing his research again. Let's just get rid of that menu. And there's a fair bit of time here to count down. And we've got no sales or anything like that coming in at the moment. Let's have a look at our game history quickly again. Oh, top sales rank, we got 12 on that. And our first one we had 31, 33, 41 and then 12 on the TES, which is awesome. And we have actually gathered some fans over time. We've got 654. So industry news, following the massive success of the TES console, there are now rumours circulating that Vena, another Japanese company, is planning to release a home gaming console on their own. Vena. Sega, I think that's what that means. Vena is Sega, I do believe. Also, Sony will come into this later on because it basically follows history. You know, the TES is the NES, and there's going to be the PlayStation coming up, and so we know we're going to be developing on games. Our games on the PlayStation because that was a very successful console. So your new game engine TES RPG 1 is now complete. Excellent. Congratulations, your first custom game engine is now ready. You should try using it in your next game, and that is exactly what we would do. And we have £250,000 or dollars, I don't know what this game calculates it in, but we have got a lot of money to develop this. And we also have 10 research points, so I'm wondering, target audience is 15. And we could have done with having that in our engine. Let's just see what the new topics are. I don't think we need to research anything else. We need to make our next game, so let's get on with that. I also need a title for this. I think we're going to go with an RPG game. Yeah, we'll go with RPG, maybe adventure. We'll do an RPG and we'll do this on the TES. Now, what kind of theme is this going to be? Fantasy usually goes well with RPG, but we can make it more specific, like a space one or a military RPG. That would be a bit of a strange concept. I think we'll go with a space RPG. So we need to call this... Have I already used this? Into the Void. There we go. So a space RPG that we're going to be putting out on the TES, which still has the largest part of the market share. And we're going to be using our TES RPG 1 game engine. Excellent. Okay, cool. So that's going to cost us 40,000 to start producing. We're going to use the next graphic engine right there, the 2D Mark II one. So let's start the development and get rid of that. Okay, so we are making a RPG game, and for this I think we need to focus on story and quests and gameplay, and the engine is, you know, more for a graphical game because RPGs by default are, you know, not always based on the graphics, they're more about the game. So story and quests, a lot of emphasis on that I think. Oh, and we must add in our linear story and also the save game feature as well. That's an extra 15,000, but that should really add to it. So today Vena confirmed recent rumours about a new gaming console and announced that the Master V, the company claims that the Master V is technically superior to the massively successful TES by Nintendo and plans to release it in the coming months. That is the Sega Mega Drive probably. I never really played those ones, so I don't remember them that well. Okay, development stage part 2. I think artificial intelligence is not really needed. This is an RPG game, so we need lots of, you know, immersive worlds and levels and stuff, and also some good dialogue, so I think something like that should serve us well. Okay, and those sliders, by the way, if you put them all the way down to the bottom, it doesn't mean you spend less time on it, it's just a way of balancing the time. So if I just do this, you'll see that the time allocation is equal as it would be if I had them all the way at the top, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, RPG, like I said a moment ago, world design is going to be important, probably graphics as well, but sound not so much, so I think we should focus that kind of time on it, and let's use the mono sounds as well. Okay. And we are getting there. We don't have too many bugs as well, only a couple of those to fix. And so we'll let him fix them and maybe get an extra few design and technology points. And I'm a little worried here, this is lower than the last game, a lot lower, I'm sure of it. Okay, and I think we'll finish there. So 14 and 10, I was hoping for something a little better. Only the 1.2, yeah, I don't think this game is going to do very well, to be honest. But let's release it anyway, because we've spent all that time working on it and we don't have a lot of money left in reserve. So now we can research the joystick as well. Okay, the first reviews for our newly released game, Into the Void, came in. 6, there we go, it's not that great, is it? Okay. Well, I think our most successful game so far was that adventure game that we made, so maybe we should try and repeat that success. If I remember correctly, we put a lot of focus on the story and dialogue, which is kind of what we did with this one, but our engine has features for that, so maybe it was a mistake to have chosen RPG. Yep, that has been released. Okay, and sales have gone up in the second week, that's interesting. But we just need to jump right into it and start developing a new game, I think. Because we really want to make, you know, the hit game and get out of this place already. Oh wait, the title? I don't even know what it's going to be about yet. Okay, pick topic. Should we make a military adventure game? That sounds a bit weird. Or a medieval one. I'm tempted to use the fantasy and adventure combination again, but I'm not sure if you're gonna, you know, it's not going to be as good if you keep repeating yourself. But let's just do a cyberpunk adventure. So what was that cyberpunk game called that I made before? I've totally forgotten. Hackers, that was it, yeah. Should we just call this Hackers 2? And this can be on the TES, let's do that. Because I can't really think of any other names at the moment. So that is going to be with our TES RPG 1, which is actually more attuned to adventure, I think. So, let's move forward. Yep, 2D graphics engine, let's start the development. Okay, so, with this being an adventure game, I want to put the focus on the story and the adventure. The adventure of the story. Yeah, let's just go all out on story there. What was the other thing I wanted to focus on? Dialogue. Okay, the recently released gaming console Master V by Vena has stirred up the market worldwide. Industry experts say that the console is not well marketed in North America, but that it will flourish in other parts of the world. Okay, so we have quite a lot on design already, which is good. And I said dialogues was the other thing that I wanted to focus on. And I thought we had an option for that, but I don't know what's happened to that. I thought we had a little thing on the side. Okay, maybe we don't. So we are getting some more design points there. That looks good, that looks decent. We've got tons of research points now as well. Okay, there's our options on the sides, but all the correct ones are selected. And so for an adventure game, I think the focus should really be on the world design there. Or maybe the graphics. Actually, let's just go with graphics on this one. Maybe the world design isn't so important. After all, it is an adventure game. Okay, so our design points keep going up. That's fantastic. Okay, Into the Void is now off the market. It sold 21,000, generating 150,000. Ah. I was hoping so much for that one to do well. Okay, so Hackers 2, the highly anticipated sequel to Hackers, is ready. That is one thing you can actually get in this game. You can get hype for a game as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we've got another bug. Let's get rid of that. And can we get one more point on design? Are we going to get anything else? Are you going to do anything? No, I think that's it. Okay, cool. So we can now research casual games. That might be one to look into. And Hackers 2 is now complete. Okay, looks alright. Let's just skip all of that. It's the same old thing. Everything goes up a little bit. And our 2D graphics skills have gone up a lot as well. So let's release the game. And let's hope this time we do okay. Okay, the reviews. Ugh, 6. Why am I not doing this right? Ah, 7s. And oh, we got an 8 though. That's good. Kind of mixed there. This probably isn't going to sell that well, is it? Oh, I was really hoping by now we'd have that hit game come out already and we could move out. I guess maybe I had a stroke of luck when I played last time, and yeah, I think I was in this garage for about 4 years before I moved out, so... Okay, so the Govador 64 seems to be slowly losing market share against other PC manufacturers. Yep, unsuccessful, la 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 la. I was just wondering, maybe we should develop a game on the PC, because that's probably going to increase its market share over time. PC is always going to be around, it's cheap to make a game on as well, and we are really not selling a lot on this game. We're starting to lose money overall, I think. Or at least we're not making back enough for the amount of time and money it takes for us to create it. So what shall we research? We have 50 points. Target audience I think might be a good idea. I made a kids game that was very successful on the previous one, so why don't we do that and maybe research ourselves a new theme for it as well. Okay, almost done. There we go, research complete. You have successfully researched target audience, and now we're going to pick a new topic. So let's go with pirate. We'll make a kids pirate game, and we'll call it Off the Plank or Walk the Plank. That's the one. Or Overboard. That would be another good name. In fact, that was actually a game on the PlayStation that I used to play. But we'll call this one Walk the Plank. And so it's going to be a silly kids game. And I tell you what, that is something we want to make it a game on. That is going to sell a lot. I've already played this as well, and of course the Game Boy was very successful. And I should be reading all of this. Compared to PCs and other gaming consoles, the Gameling is an underpowered, but given the lower cost and excellent portability, it might find a huge following, which is exactly what it will do. So it's going to hit the shelves next month, and that is not going to take a lot of time at all to pass by. So okay, we finished researching that. Let's have a look. What do we want to do? We want to do more research before this thing comes along. So gameplay, I don't think these things will apply to a portable game. Maybe we should make our game casual as well and put it on the Game Boy. That sounds like a winning combination right there. So we're really going to be sinking everything into this. And let's just have a quick look at our history. The games we've made in this episode haven't really been too successful. So High Speed was the one we ended on last time, and we sold 25,000 up the top there, then 33, 21, 24, so we're in a bit of a decline at the moment with those last two games, which is a shame, but hopefully this one will be the one. Okay. Alright, there we go. There is the research done. He's making a little note on his notepad. Okay, so casual games has been researched, and now it should be time, but we do actually have to wait for the console to come out, and there it is. So it's been released. We're going to research a game on that immediately. Okay, tutorial. You can now specify what your main target audience is for your game. Games can be targeted at young people, at everyone, or to more mature audiences. Okay, so picking the right target audience for your game is important. The target platform can also play a role. Some platforms are especially popular with specific audience. For example, kids. Kids are going to love the Game Boy, so we're going to make a pirate game. It's called Walk the Plank. And it is going to be... I'm not sure. Should we make it an action game or a casual game? I actually haven't made a casual game before, so why don't we give that a go, and then we're going to put that on the Gameling, so we're going to sink 50,000 into that. And the game engine, again, the TES RPG has the extra features, so it makes sense to use that. And let's go for it. So, 2D graphics, start development, and now we've got to figure out what works with a casual game. So I think with a casual game, gameplay is obviously going to be very important, but also the engine maybe, so that looks good to me. We don't need anything on story and quests because it's casual. It's not going to be the kind of thing that, you know, people are going to get really in depth with. So technology and design steadily going up. Dialogues, don't need any of that. Level design I think is going to be really important. Artificial intelligence, maybe not so much for a casual game, so let's try that. And we really need to hit, you know, look how much money we have. If we keep selling, you know, at the rate we are, we're just going to sort of casually drift along without really developing in this game. So I think world design is going to be important, but probably graphics. In fact, this area I think things are going to be fairly evenly split, but I never put too much focus on the sound. So, okay, let's go to the next stage, and you know, design and technology, they're both pretty low at the moment, which I don't like. Okay, with the growing interest in video games, there is also a growing audience for video game magazines. These magazines offer a new way for game developers to market their upcoming games. Very cool. So we can research marketing, that is something we will definitely do. And let's just finish this game. So we click off of that. Got 5 bugs. We got all the bugs out. So 1 more on design, 1 more on technology, 2 more on technology, excellent. And another one on design. And another one. Should I keep waiting? I'm not sure. Usually I just sort of give it a moment and then I click finish, but I think that is actually probably going to be it. Are you actually doing anything? No? Okay, let's finish this up. So we got a good topic and a good combo there, so a multiplier of 1.4, and we have leveled up our graphics. So let's release the game. And one thing I did mention doing was just programming a game so you could trash it just so you get the levels and your next game would be better, but I don't know. Seems like we don't have the time to do that. So goal hint, if you have more than 1 million cash, you'll be able to move to the next level. This might sound like a lot, but don't worry, once you release a hit game, you will get this to this amount easily. And I've experienced that. I got 5 million, which was awesome. Okay, so Walk the Plank has come in. Let's see the reviews. Ugh, it's not great. Oh, it feels like I'm missing it every time. Although we got an 8 there, so maybe a couple more 8s. And we'll do alright. A 7 and a 6. Okay, so really, again, not too great. And I guess you guys are going to have to wait to the next episode to see how it's going to do. Although it sold 12,000 in its first week, which is pretty cool. In fact, it looks like it's selling very well. And of course, we are putting this out on a new platform as well. So anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.